Welcome to Coull Discussions. Trudeau is a sly one. He managed to make 2 weeks of bad government go up in a puff of smoke.
Literally a puff of smoke.
Literally. It was recently announced that there's going to be legislation passed on 4/20, the pot day, about weed being legalized on Canada Day 2018. Which, for a lot of people that voted for Trudeau, because he said, I'm going to legalize pot, this is a big deal. We have actually talked entirely about legalized weed and everything they should be doing and not be doing. You can check us out in a previous episode. We're not going to hash over that one too much.
Hash over it.
But we are going to point out that the governments love the sleight of hand that goes with some of the...
Hey, look over here.
Yep.
Hey, smack!
Yeah, exactly.
Steal your wallet.
Yeah. So the bad 2 weeks of government were the budget and the... It's not a bill. It's a motion. M103.
We talked about it exclusively in an episode about Islamophobe banning, talking about it, making it illegal, blah, 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 bullshit, freedom of speech stuff.
And lots of people have talked about it by now on the YouTubes and the interwebs and everything like that.
We were first, though, fuckers. Where's our fucking 15 seconds of fame? No, I'm not bitter.
Yeah, that's all it takes on YouTube is 15 seconds.
But we did talk about that. So, like Chris was saying, if you look back at history of government and how they do things, this is a trick that they use to make people forget about things, to make people forget that they've done things that are and it works every time. Every time people go, ooh,
shiny. Ooh.
Look at that shiny new thing.
For that matter, here in Alberta, Notley has decided to try to make things for her budget not look that bad by attacking the premier next door.
Saskatchewan.
Yeah, Saskatchewan, Premier Wall.
Because he said that, oh, hey, come on. He's pretty much said come to Saskatchewan if you don't like Alberta.
He's been talking to a lot of Calgary companies, to their head offices, saying, come on over to Saskatchewan. We have no carbon tax. We have no this. We'll do better on your income taxes.
I'm sorry. It's not a carbon tax. It's a levy. Thank you very much. Let's get it right.
It's a carbon tax.
Yeah, I know. But they call it a levy because if you look at your direct energy bill, oh, guess what? You get taxed on a tax. That's right. Oh, yeah, if you look at your bill, it says carbon levy, and then it goes, oh, subtotal GST. Oh, what? You're taxing me on a tax? What? Oh, and then you go, how come you're taxing me on a tax? And they go, oh, it's a levy. It's not a tax. So we don't consider it a tax, so we can tax it. Oh, isn't that nice? Thank you very much.
To be an accountant sometimes.
I tell you.
Creative accounting.
That's all it is.
Yeah, it's one more way to get more money out of your pocketbook to pad the coffers and make them look good. It's a horrible thing to have happening in governments nowadays. Right now, Trump is a bit of a master at it.
Trump's a moron. Like, Trump is just a doofus. Like, seriously? Like, I applaud him for using the social media. I applaud him for doing that. But You're an idiot talking about news outlets. Let's talk about news outlets instead of real problems. Let's talk... It just hurts my head. I don't even want... I just hate it. I hate it all. I hate it all now. And I just go, why? It's like they just make it up as they go. All governments just go, oh, what are we doing? Who cares? Let's just do this, do this, do this. Oh, our budget sucked. Okay, hey, we're going to legalize weed now. Oh, sweet.
And everybody looks at
and everybody goes, oh, I'm happy now. And it's like, oh, God.
It was smeared all over the front page. It was smeared all over the front pages of social medias, of the news sites, everywhere. Legalized weed, Canada Day 2018. Now, I'm going to be the downer of this whole thing. Is like, he was supposed to...
Wasn't he already supposed to have it done?
Yeah, he was supposed to have it done in the spring session of Parliament. Now, April, May is still technically spring, so he could theoretically have had it done. But he wasn't supposed to have it done a year and a bit later. He was supposed to have it done now.
Are you sure they're even sitting in whatever it's called, caucus or Parliament?
Parliament.
Are they even sitting, or are they on holidays?
No, they're there.
Every time I hear, they're just coming back from a break. What? Didn't they just have a break?
And they only sit 4.5 days a week. As well as right now, the Liberal government is trying to make it so they only sit 4 days a week.
Wasn't he trying to get rid of question period or something?
He's trying to make it so question period is only 1 day a week.
Oh my god.
Instead of whenever the opposition wanted to grill him.
Who votes for these people?
A bunch of...
Oh my god. It's you millennials out there, isn't it? Well, I guess I could be considered
because depending on how you
look at the graph.
But that's the thing, is a lot of people voted for him because of legalized weed. I heard one guy say, I voted for him because I wanted to be on the winning team. And it's just like, because by the time polling stations closed here in Alberta,
it was already over.
Yeah.
See, that's the problem with the system, is that nobody. How do you get more people involved? That's what I want to know. Like, and I think that's all the Liberals did.
Okay. They got more people to vote this time.
Yeah, because they talked about weed. And
exactly.
Stoners went, weed? Huh? I can smoke weed now.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly. And then so that was the biggest draw. I'm pretty sure that's the reason why the Liberals got what they got, was because they said, we're going to legalize weed.
So when the Liberals lose the next one, are they just going to go back and be like, we're not legalizing weed anymore?
Well, okay.
Can they do that?
I never finished my downer part. He was supposed to have it ready in basically around this time this year. And what he's done is he's put it off till next year.
And then the vote's in 19, right?
We voted 19. Come next year, they're going to have to delay it for whatever reasons, and then it's going to be after the election, and then the
There'll
Liberals
be another
will go,
election promise of weed.
We'll go, we're in the process of trying to legalize it, and if you vote Conservatives, they'll kill the bill, and you guys won't get legalized weed, so you got to vote for Liberals. So they'll vote for Liberals again, and then it will go, we'll get it done this spring, and then they'll just go into an endless cycle of, we're going to get it done, we're going to get it done.
This hurts my brain, man, I tell you.
I will be very, very surprised if at this time, at Canada Day, which is when they said they're going to legalize it, next year.
Not this year. Not 17, 18.
Yeah, 18. It actually happens. And here's the thing. He pawned it off on the responsibility of the provinces.
Yeah.
So he didn't actually say, we're doing this. He says, it's going to be up to the provinces. It's like...
He said it's like, going to be up to the provinces to, like, set a minimum age and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, what? So a province could, I guess, technically be like, you have to be 70 to be able to smoke weed. If they don't want it in their province, you could technically do that.
Yeah, I guess you could technically.
You got to be 70, and it's like, okay. Which is silly. It's just, people do it, just...
Yeah, and even notice us right now. We're talking about weed instead of what the government did.
Yeah, see? It's working.
It is, and...
They're stealing my wallet right now. Hey, where's my wallet?
Yeah,
doesn't have anything in it.
I have my wallet, but it's empty now. It's like...
That's not the government, that's just my lack of money.
Yeah, that's true too.
But
it's always a horrible thing to watch this happen and realize, like, when you're watching a magic trick, it's cool. It's sleight of hand, it's all this.
It's entertainment.
Yeah. When you actually understand how the magic trick works...
You're like, that sucks.
It loses some of a lot of its luster. So when you're watching the government, actually for that matter, you pointed that out to me. I completely missed it. I got sidetracked by the magic.
You got bamboozled.
Yeah, Barry here, he actually went, we should do this. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like front page of paper, and I went, hey, do you guys realize he just fucked you, right?
Yeah.
You realize he just fucked you and bought you dinner, tried to buy you McDonald's after, right?
Yeah.
Not even worse. He fucked you and called you an Uber that you have to pay for. That's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
And you're happy about it.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, man. It was a good choice.
But that's the thing, like, how do you get the younger generation and more involved in the political system. You know, if it's so, and like everybody, not just select groups, right? You know, if you've obviously the Liberals found something that
the young people
like, so they win, right? And that's part of the reason they won. So how do you, as a conservative or whatever, a communist, a Nazi, whatever, how do you get the young people to do it? You give them free stuff. Well, apparently that's what people want.
But that's this legalized weed isn't necessarily free stuff.
Yeah,
but it's more a matter of they need to pay attention to what's going on in the real world. They need to get out of the ivory towers, walk around their consistency.
But they do, don't they? Don't they have town hall meetings and
sometimes? When was the last time you heard of a town hall meeting in your area?
I actually got a pamphlet.
Oh, did you?
Of the NDP guy in my neck of the wood doing a town hall meeting. I've never been to one because what am I going to go in a room with 40 or however many other people, 100 other people, and start yelling at somebody who's not going to listen to me, who's going to pretend to listen to me, and you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't seem like it would be. It seems outdated, those type of things, to me.
Well, okay. Yes, it may be a little outdated, but it still gives you a sense of, I have access to this guy. Now, what's going to have to happen is these older people are going to have to start hiring younger people to help
that's what I noticed.
Do their campaigns so they can have a sense of having access to social media.
But when you look at somebody who's younger, if you were to look at like a 28-year-old politician, you would be like, oh, because it happened with Trudeau, right? He's too young. He doesn't have enough experience. You look at somebody young and you're like, you don't have experience. And it's like, you're right, I don't have experience, but I have ideas that I want to put out there.
No, but I don't think having a young politician is necessarily the answer. I'm saying you should be having some younger people in your staff who have an understanding of how younger people think. Because you have to have a presence on social media now.
As long as you listen to the younger stuff, because even in business and society, it's kind of like when you have the younger people, they're at the bottom of the totem pole, and it's like you young generation is looked at as you haven't earned your keep yet. It doesn't matter if when you go into a business, right? When you first start out, it's like, hey, you have to earn your stripes, so to speak. Even if you show the first month that you're better than everybody there, you still have to earn your stripes.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, to me, it's a little bit of a backwards thinking. You should always pick the best person, or and to better.
No, okay, I get that, but I understand the sense of, you can't just walk into a place, work for a month to show that you're better, and then expect everybody to listen to you. I still believe that you still have to, at least put in your effort. If you're starting in a warehouse and the first thing you have to do is sweep, and you can sweep better than anybody else, but you still have to sweep. You can't just go, oh no, I get to skip sweeping because I'm better than everybody. And it's like, well, no, you still got to put in your.
I kind of see that's where I think that the disconnect is. I don't agree 100% with that. I understand the mentality, but I don't agree 100% with that. You know what I mean? If you come in and you can, obviously, like sweeping is a.
Well, okay, but that's the thing. It's like
if I could go be if somebody, a young person who's 28, will say, I don't know why I'm choosing 28, but if they come in and they have ideas, I'm not going to pick a 50-year-old who over a 28-year-old because to be a politician, to be a leader.
No. Okay, I'm not saying pick a person who doesn't deserve it. I'm just saying is like if you want to be a part of the company, you have to put in a certain amount of time into certain aspects of it before you get propelled. If you're sweeping and I ask the group for ideas, I'm not going to disregard your ideas because you're the sweeper. No, I'm just saying it's like, hey, that's a good idea.
But a lot of people still have to sweep. A lot of people do that though. They disregard the sweeper's idea.
You're right.
But could somebody go from low-level politician to prime minister? Or do they have to go through levels of government?
Hold on. No. Obama did.
You know what I mean?
Obama was only a senator he was not even a senator for a term before he ran for president. So I'm not saying you can't skip out on things. I'm just saying if you're going to start, at least
Make
an effort to show that you have an understanding what the bottom is.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. When you go in there, you should have to, don't be afraid to, but I don't think you should necessarily have to put 3 months at the sweeping position. You know what I mean?
No, I said time. I said time.
You know what I mean? But
I didn't say...
Like, if I come in and I can do the sweeping position, we're using sweeping quotations because it's just... But if I can do the sweeping position for a day and be like, okay, this person...
No. But that's
can
what...
skip ahead 2 spaces.
And that's what upper management has to go, is like, okay, you know what, this guy actually knows how to sweep. I'm going to move him up to...
Yeah, but I think that, like, upper management... looks at that and goes, and they take it as threatening.
Don't forget, upper management is also a lot of upper management is an old school.
And that's the mentality I think that we have in politics is we have an old school mentality of. I feel like
remember what I said.
Like politicians still want to mail letters.
They do.
That's
why I said politicians need to hire younger staff. So they
listen to them and utilize them and more.
What do you think hiring younger staff is? I'm not saying you're using them to clean up the garbage. I'm saying you're part of your staff, so they can make those younger people can get them involved.
I guess it's hard when the younger people generation is kind of a little bit dumb. A lot of them are very entitled, and a lot of them are very...
All you need to do is look at SJW videos sometimes and realize just how... snowflake these people are. So,
anyways,
watch out for that sleight of hand when it comes to watching the news, because politicians take advantage of it.
And when a politician gives you something shiny and new,
look to see what they're hiding.
Look behind it. Go, what are you hiding?
Yeah. What's in
Check for your
hand?
wallet. Make sure they don't have your wallet, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
And tune in tomorrow as we talk about what we are watching.
That's right.